जय श्री राम, हर हर महादेव। और कल परसों से जो आप देख रहे हैं, कल से स्पेशली कल से वेनेजुएला की स्थिति और कांग्रेस के नेताओं का स्टेटमेंट, बार बार श्रीलंका, बांग्लादेश, नेपाल का जिक्र करना, और अब उनको एक उदाहरण मिल गया वेनेजुएला। और आपको याद है, आप जितने कांग्रेस समर्थित दलाल जो पत्रकार हैं, जो ट्विटर हैंडल्स हैं, उनके टेल पर जाइए, सबके हैंडल पे आपको एक चीज़ जो कॉमन मिलेगी वह कि जो वहाँ के जो राष्ट्रपति हैं उनका गिरफ्तार फोटो और टोंट करते। ये जो टोंट है ना, वो किसको शो करना चाहते हैं? भारत के सत्ता को, भारत की जनता को, भारत की संप्रभुता को। क्या वो चाहते हैं, जैसा कि राहुल गांधी ने पहले भी बोला है, जब भी एक्सपेक्ट द वेस्टर्न फोर्सेस टू इंटरवेन इन इंडिया, यू कैन नॉट रिमेन ए म्यूट एक्सपेक्टेटर। इट मीन दैट Congress ex-president and presently the leader of opposition in the parliament thinks and is asking the foreign powers to intervene in the internal matter of India, and they have got another boost. But remember one thing, there is nothing called morality in diplomacy or anything else. Morality is to preach, but to practice there is only one thing: right is might, and right dictates the term, right dictates the history. And whatever Donald Trump is doing is, you can say, immoral, but I will say that is the trait of United States. But how it happened, it's very important. Once Venezuela was one of the most richest country in the Latin America. That what happens today? The freebies culture spoiled the Venezuela economy, and thereafter you have witnessed the history. Same in India it was promoted. Somehow every political party has to resort to it, because if one party starts giving blatantly, then in that case you have to somehow fulfill the aspiration of the people, because people think the shortest way. Though I am very much proud that my country and the people who are in my country is politically very much well aware, and thanks to the social media and different digital platforms. Otherwise, we have seen the behavior of the studios and digital media, especially the TV studios, how they used to derive the narrative. What is more important in this particular case, that few of the selected United States channel head were aware of the operation that was going to take place before the operation was starting. Remember, but they kept it silent. They kept it secret. But just imagine the situation what would have been in Bharat. Just in pursuit of TRP, and a secondary thing, what how journalism in India and the rest of the world works, you know it very well. But here the act of United States has given a new start. If you are mighty, just show your strength. You can destroy anyone else, you are not accountable to anyone else. So you will see another arms race, and I have been always saying that, and there are three lobbies in the world which dictates the world order. First is oil, second is arms, third is pharma. Post Ukraine war, Russia Ukraine war, you have been witnessing that almost every part of the world is affected by the war like situation. Latin America was lacking, so lacking has been fulfilled. They have wished, they attempted to start another major war with India and Pakistan. They did Pahalgam, in keeping in mind that, but India was very much brave, very much mature. It not only punished the perpetrators, but it knew, it planned the withdrawal point from where the conflict has to be stopped. Though United States of America and President, especially Trump, claimed that he mediated the peace deal between India and Pakistan, just saying that if India will not negotiate, India and Pakistan, then he will stop trade. Duel with your threat. Does India care anymore? And if that was the reason, why are you not able to finalize the trade deal? There is the clutch. And and rest of the world also knows. And he himself has said, Modi is very familiar for people. But when it's come to negotiation, he believes in killing attitude. And that any state had to do. But what immoral act United States had given, just think if tomorrow in Ukraine-Russia war, if Russian president order his forces to surrender Kyiv and take down Zelensky, and which is quite possible by Russian forces and seeing the capability of the Russian armed forces. They can do very well. I'm very much aware of their capabilities. Same like Taiwan. And we have witnessed the offensive posture of Chinese PLA. But what if India does tomorrow? India might do if the situation will demand. And why will India do? If there is a threat to India's security, India peace, India sovereignty, India must do. But when will do, how it will do, it depends upon the Indian armed forces and Indian political arena. And I have full trust. Moreover, my problem is that few people in India have started to rejoice the ongoing protest and regime change operation in Iran. That it's liberation of Muslim women. You don't know what type of volcano you are sitting with and who is behind that particular movement and what is their motive. Just think, the largest oil producer of the world, Venezuela, has fallen. And I can say the armed forces of Venezuela has betrayed its president. Betrayed. Otherwise, no air defense shot was fired. Helicopter flying just like that, it's not possible. And no firefight assistance was also there. Just like that, if you think that if that lobby and that war starts in Indian Peninsula, what will be the outcome? Yeah, we are very much capable. We will hit them hard, and we can do. And US fought in Afghanistan for years, in Iraq for years, but India just gave birth to a new country in 13 days. That is our capability, that is our might. But we don't start the war openly. We start a war when the war is imposed upon us. And if the war is imposed upon us, we fight with our full might. Message to the world and the message to the people of India. And the situation is very fragile worldwide. Few countries with vested interests, that particularly the arms lobby, want you to involve in war, and long prolonged war, not the short one. So that again your dependency on arms and arm industry increases, and your growth activities comes to an halt. And when your growth activities come to an halt, they will negotiate on the trade deal with pressure. Though I know my political leadership don't bend under pressure, he is known to rise during pressure. And yes, I was talking about Iran. Just think, Venezuela, the largest producer of oil, known oil reserves, and Iran third or fourth. If Iran regime change is done successfully, how oil prices will rocket, or how oil prices will be manipulated? Remember one thing. Never, geopolitics is not based on religion. For Muslim fanaticism, it's about religion. Then also, just think, home is UAE bombing, home is Saudi bombing. But all are Muslim countries. It's all about business and interest. Always mind it, it's all about business. So, for me, presently, the condition is such that present regime of Iran is much more favorable to India than the imposed regime in Iran if they succeed by CIA. So whether Iran people are liberated or not liberated, that is none of my business. For me, my national interest matters, and my national interest matters in stability in Middle Asia. And hope we are well prepared. We have also conflicted territory, though from the Indian point of view, it's not a conflict; it is our part, and that needs reintegration. And at the earliest, without hope, without any conflict. But that doesn't seem viable. So we will have to prepare for the any eventuality. In between, India has started work on Indus Water Treaty after abeyance to stop the flow completely and divert the water to Indian rest of the India, especially the desert and Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat area, some part of Punjab, uh, Haryana, UP, Western UP also, and Ganga Water Treaty, Tista Water Treaty is also going to be negotiated in 2026. So we are the boss of Indian Peninsula. We are the boss of Indian Ocean region. You are just a visitor. Behave like a visitor. If you try to dominate, we will destroy you. Jai Shri Ram, Har Har Mahadev.